entertaining, inspiration. Hood therapy, educating, entertaining, inspiration. Hood therapy, educating, entertaining, inspiration. Hood therapy, educating, entertaining, inspiration. Hood therapy, dose get a dose of the hood. Hood therapy, dose get a dose of the hood. Hood therapy, dose get a dose of the hood. Hood therapy, dose get a dose of the hood. Hood therapy.
Welcome. It's another edition of Hood Therapy. Thank y'all for fucking with us. We have two special guests today, man, and these two people caused a lot of controversy in the Bay Area just for their motherfucking opinions. You know what I'm saying? First, let me do my introductions. We have I'm Really Hella Pretty.
Hello.
We have Chloe Kaboom.
What's poppin'?
And we have Hometown Hero.
Yay!
Mind you, these are all, people who are pillars in the Bay Area communities. So, let me get into it straight up. Okay. You guys sat down, got high as fuck.
Had to be.
A Bay Area.
I was sober.
A Bay Area top 50 rap artist list?
Yeah, originally it was good. It was just general with groups and everything, and then people was like, "No, that ain't fair. Just do solo artists." I was like, "All right."
Okay.
So then we kind of flipped it. But the one that did go viral is the original one.
This is y'all original list.
Yeah, it's the original list.
This is what y'all first
Exactly.
press send on. Y'all
Yeah.
posted this.
Exactly. And
Okay.
then Big Rich posted it, and then it just went like that.
Okay. So Big Rich posted it. Now let me ask you this: since he was the first person who reposted this list for you, what was his reaction to the list?
He actually wasn't tripping. Like he just like
He
he shared it. He was just like, "What y'all think?" And then allowed the people to like kind of
They
gain
start crucifying
their
him.
opinion. But like
Okay.
me and Big Rich DM'd each other. Like it was like, he didn't have a problem with the list.
Okay.
He did feel like he could have been a little higher, but it wasn't like,
Okay.
oh fuck you. Like he was just like, I could have been a little bit higher, but I could take that.
And that's his opinion.
And that's his opinion.
Right.
He took it like he was supposed to take it.
Right.
Now let me ask you. This is inquiring minds want to motherfucking know. What the fuck was the stipulations to make this list?
Right.
I'm gonna keep it so 100 with you. The list, as far as after maybe like the top 10,
Yeah.
Okay.
it wasn't about
It would just start
who's the
putting people's
dopest.
names
It
on
wasn't
there.
like who's the hottest, who's the like who we personally think is the dopest and all that. Like obviously we for me, I personally put Tupac at number 1 because I just feel like Tupac is, in my personal opinion, we both agreed that
You
he's the
had his
greatest.
T-shirt from the flea market.
The nose ring and everything.
The nose
Yeah,
ring.
yeah.
You had a used to wear a bandana.
No, I don't think I wore
You
that.
shaved your head bald. At 13?
However, we're looking at the All Eyes on Me covers and learn how I learned how to throw over the West Side though.
Oh, you can learn the game from Tupac.
I'm cracking up. Okay.
So that was the stipulation.
But no, just
Tupac taught you how to gang bang.
no,
so you
just,
made it number
no,
one.
but just Tupac is like just being the GOAT. It's like
Okay.
because we like for most people we claim Tupac as ours. I'm like, well, I mean,
I think Tupac is a Bay Area rapper because like when Tupac was introduced to
he was
the
introduced
rap
as a
game,
Bay Area rapper.
Digital Underground is a Bay
Exactly.
Area group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So
And he said,
anybody who doesn't
Claim
accept Tupac as a Bay Area rapper, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
Most of the
definitely.
people who complained about that was born after 2000 anyway.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
Definitely.
at the end of the day, he had no control of where he had to move to as a child.
Yeah,
You feel
definitely.
me? That wasn't. Oh man, I just want to be from the Bay now. No,
yeah, I mean,
you got to move your ass from out here because it's ugly.
and what people don't know is when he was in Baltimore, he didn't even want to leave Baltimore. Like he cried and like he tried to get his
as
mom.
most kids do.
Yeah,
Right.
like, he tried to get it to where he could stay with the teacher to finish at the performing
As
arts
most kids
school, but
do.
his mom was like,
Didn't
"You
work
gotta go."
out.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And now, Big Rich was the first person to repost the list. He was on the list or whatever.
Yes.
Now, I'm gonna allow y'all to state all your stipulations for this list because I really want to
Honestly,
get in depth about this.
it really wasn't like outside of the top 10. It wasn't really stipulations like, yo, let's just name artists that we find
yeah, it was
dope.
pretty much just throwing names out there.
Yeah,
'cause
like-
that's why he said
yeah.
when the first top 10 looked like it was like thought out. But then after that, it was just like just trying to think of who rapped in the Bay that had that buzz, pretty much.
I can see that.
And not everybody I personally agree with on there. I mean, being on there, but like you know, we kind of just put both of our opinions together.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
mean, there are some people that like, yo, what about this person? And then when they said that, I'm like, oh, damn, we didn't put this person on here. They are worthy to be on this list.
Okay, so it's not a 1 through 50 list. This is not
Yeah,
a
it's
ranking.
no, it's not a ranking.
No,
That's
not
what
at all.
it was. We
Ranking.
should have specified that. I ain't gonna on there so that way we didn't have to keep saying it because I have to keep telling people it ain't in order. It ain't in order. For me, it was difficult because I don't think I could ever put anybody in order because
Yeah, I think that'd be
it's
hard.
just too hard. And I felt like after 20 people, we just start
Thinking, just
popping up
throwing
with names out of
yeah,
head. I'm like, it's
yeah.
hard to. It was hard to. That was a stretch. The top 20 probably would have been easier. 50 rappers. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
Mind you, every rapper who ever rapped from the Bay feels like he got left off the list.
Of course they do. Even the
So-
ones
The whole Bay.
The whole band.
Everybody rap.
We just made a top 1,000. I rap. I ain't talking about that. I didn't want nobody to be like, you ain't did enough. And da-da-da-da-da. So why you on there?
in
If
all
that's the case-
honesty, I did not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but I did a T-shirt for my brand, and it just started off as just like I was bored and just started doing stuff, and it had like all the Oakland rappers. It wasn't no particular order, and people was like, "Oh, you left off me," and I'm like, "Dude, you haven't done anything." And it's no disrespect, but it's just like this
No
is.
disrespect, but the graphic engineer didn't know who the fuck you was, bro. So if
I
I
mean-
would have put
Get
it
your
on there,
buzz.
yeah.
Right.
Now
Buzz
there were
up,
some
man.
people that was like, "Oh, this is like." I'm trying to think of somebody that was on there that I can't think of somebody right now, but it was like, oh, they was like a local fixture in the '90s or in the '80s. Okay, we
And
got
it's a lot of those.
Exactly,
It's a
so-
lot of local fixture.
Exactly.
Because one thing about the rap game, if you got your little circle, your section behind you,
right.
you're big to them.
Right.
But also in the rap game and like to me, I'm not gonna lie to you, E40 would just be number one for me because
Right.
he's rapped for almost 30, 40 years.
And he's
Right.
still relevant.
Yeah, and he's still
Definitely.
relevant.
Definitely.
He find a way,
Right,
no matter
right
what.
now, a 19-year-old nigga will get a feature from E40.
Definitely.
Right.
You feel me? Right,
Yeah.
right now, like
And he was so ahead of the time with his style that it fit so well right now.
Yeah.
I think that's
to
too
me,
much.
E40 would have been my number one.
And in all
but
honesty,
it's just my opinion.
Had we took out, like, had we not included Tupac, E40 would have
He
been number
definitely
one.
would have
yeah,
there for
yeah.
sure.
Just based on not even just based on his longevity, because Too Short had been out before him, but just like, I mean, just everything.
I feel because I don't have a personal list. Like I listen to music. I'm not ranking niggas shit. If your shit cool, your shit cool.
Yeah.
Right.
It's good rappers out there who only have one song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
and so I'm not ranking nobody or whatever. Too Short. When I was younger, Too Short and him talking about bitch and pimp and everything. Too Short was number one. Like Jay
Because it was
Z and
different.
everybody else, everybody would be like, yeah, you know, Short put me on with the bitch and everything.
Definitely.
And he changed the era of music.
Yeah.
He was a big influence or whatever. But
'Cause he-
I like I said, I would put E40 first because the longevity and his business and how he did it, and he's never been signed to anybody. Most
himself,
independent artists or whatever would have already signed a deal with somebody.
Yeah.
40
Right.
like nigga
Yeah.
And realistically,
Fuck
40 laid the blueprint of
for a lot of shit.
the P&D deal.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know his deal with Jive was I want to say it was an 84-16 to where he got 84%. He owned his masters, and all they had to do was press and distribute it. That was
Yeah.
unheard before Master P.
Nah, because everybody gives E40 credit though. I'm not. It's another podcast that gave E40. You know, I don't want to mention any names or anything because it wasn't Hood Therapy TV. But he said 40 gave him the game or whatever. You say they were drinking and they're real champions. So they were. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying?
I already know, yeah, okay.
So
I already
he
know.
said 40 gave him the game. You know what I'm saying? About independent deals and stuff like that. And so for 40 to be this local, I'm not going to say little fixture, but a local from the Bay Area or whatever, and he affected the game by giving them a whole insight or whatever. Shit, motherfucking Rasheed Wallace was talking about 40.
Yep.
Like, you feel me? Like, it was beautiful or whatever. But I don't have a top 50 list. I'm here because this was something that really affected people in the Bay Area because people was
mad.
pissed.
hurt.
I
People-
ain't never in my life.
I mean,
like,
What kind of
I can
backlash
take-
did y'all get?
I can take-
DMs?
I
got DMs.
I didn't get
for sure.
DMs. I just
No.
got people tagging me like, yo, you motherfucking like.
Oh, that was
like-
mad.
Like
Oh, no,
Jackie
mad.
T, the bigger figure, cussed me out on the thing, saying Quinn cussed me out.
I was every bitch
Yeah,
3,000 times from hella people. I'm
yeah,
like,
and I was like, why y'all getting so emotional?
it was
but
like-
I will say a lot of rappers did come to our defense. Not necessarily bigger rappers, but it was like, dude, it's an opinion.
Yeah.
Right.
Motherfucking opinion.
But
That's
we
what
kept
made me
saying,
get
like,
kick out of it. Like,
if you
y'all
want to
taking
create
it like
your,
it's law, then all right, then it's
and
law. Then
I
it's
finally
like,
got
Y'all
fed.
need to go get on Breakfast Club or 106 and
Right.
Park,
No, for real.
whatever you need to do.
when they
'Cause your
said that
opinion matters.
KMBL was talking about
Yeah.
it the next day, I
Yeah.
said 24 hours. That shit then
They,
went.
I heard
viral.
it. They
I'm
definitely
trying to
did.
get
Hear
KMBL to
it.
talk about my damn music. I met
We didn't have meetings
I
with
made a
Cammy.
list, and y'all gonna say something.
We done had real
Everybody.
meetings with Cameo trying to get her record played, and it's like all of a sudden we come out with this list that's an opinion, and y'all want to talk about, which is fine. I
They
mean,
want the mess. You should have came out with a song about it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm about to-
That's not a bad idea.
Better
right?
capitalize off it.
Everything
Trying to
for the
tell
Probably
you.
not a bad idea.
Right.
Right, I give you your credit.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, nah, I mean, I had my son do a rap song or whatever,
Mhm.
and it gave me a little taste of the rap industry.
mhm.
It's a lot of foo-foo shit going on in
Absolutely.
there or whatever.
Definitely.
And so it's like, I was like, this ain't for me. Like, this ain't for me. I don't want
You
my son to
definitely
be
gotta be
part of
built
this.
for it. It's
Yeah,
weird.
this,
Especially out here.
it's weird shit.
Man,
Oh,
it'll
my
make
got-
you or break you.
You got
It is
grown men over 40 years old really getting their feelings about a person's opinion. But see, the problem with that is that we live in a social media era. In the 90s, we could have this conversation and we'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
because that's just your opinion.
And,
we
and,
can
and,
agree to
and that's what
disagree.
it is, though. It's instantly, I'm in your business, and you could be
Exactly.
miles and miles away. I'm in your business instantly.
Right there, yeah.
I'm instantly in your business
Yeah.
or whatever.
I mean, there are people who felt like Mac Dre should have been number one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Them was the
See?
main. Now them was the main people we got crucified.
oh
by.
yeah, the Mac Dre
mob-
fans.
Mac
See?
Dre Mafia
See?
came.
See?
I'm like, ooh.
I'm older or whatever, and I know Mac Dre, while he was living, wasn't the biggest star as he was after death.
Facts.
After
We
death
got
or whatever.
Drake talking about him.
You know what I'm saying? And
Which is sad.
yeah, but his music affected so many people, but he didn't get what they say. Don't give him his roses
Or till he dead.
Yeah, until he dead or whatever. Like so, it's a lot of Mac Dre and Thiz Nation or whatever, but it was a lot came after his
Yeah.
death.
Definitely.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And Mac Dre is up there.
Definitely, he up there.
Jack is up there or whatever.
mhm.
All of them or whatever.
And really, I put Jacka as number 3 because I feel like before his death, he didn't really get that like
No.
he
No, he
was,
didn't.
like he
No.
was one of the best. I put the Richie Riches up there because outside of him being a supreme hip hop artist, he doesn't get that respect. Same thing
Yeah.
with a Young Mafia. You're normally going to get the
I
E40s
remember
and Too
Rich
Shorts.
signed with
Def Jam.
Def Jam.
Yeah.
That was big as fuck back in the day. Like,
Yeah, like-
Rich
Definitely.
Def Jam right
Definitely,
there.
though.
Like,
So, like, these are people-
seasoned veteran. Is
Yeah, because people feel like, oh, it's gonna be the E40s, the Too Shorts, the Mr. Fabs, like the traditional people that you talk about. When Mr. Fab at number 5, number 5, But I also wanted to show respect to those guys who don't get the recognition, and they're some of the best rappers out here.
Now,
Yeah.
who is the person? Now, literally, what do you think? Now, looking at this list,
Okay.
not the next list y'all made, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was the biggest artist y'all left off?
I don't know. Because a lot of the people that they said we left off were like more like locally based
Locally, who just
legends.
started type. That's
No,
what
not
I
even,
think.
or just
Not
locally
even just
based
started, but
legends
yeah.
of like who may not have been as big as a E40 or a Too Short or a Keep the Sneak. Hyro, so the new list that came out, because we took groups off, but this one has Hyro on it. And it was like, oh, well, they each individually had individual careers. With all due respect to Hyro, and I've actually did a song with Casual before. I didn't grow up listening to Hyro. That doesn't mean that they're not great.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they're whack or
Yeah.
anything like that, but it's just that me personally, that's not what I listen to. But on a business side, I have learned a lot from the members of Hyro, how they run their businesses. I've been to their compound in the East, and but I can't I'll be honest, to be God honest with you, the only Hyro related song I've ever heard is 93 Till Infinity. I know that
Yeah, I ain't heard it. So.
I don't even-
You know what I'm saying?
you never heard 93 Till
I
Infinity.
never even heard of Hyro.
The hieroglyphics. I heard of the hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
That's
They got a
Hyro
whole
Day.
day. Hyro
Day.
Day.
Hyro
That's where it
Day.
come from.
Hyro
Yeah.
Day.
Oh, it just passed, right?
No, it's coming
It'll
up.
come up every September.
Yeah,
Every year.
I mean,
Oh,
when it
okay.
But
comes
it's a big
Yeah,
thing.
when it
in
comes
I think I
to
seen
the
a
day.
flyer recently
Yeah.
or something.
But I didn't
okay.
listen to hieroglyphics because when hieroglyphics was out or whatever, that was more like the backpack
Exactly.
rappers.
Yeah,
You know, and I was in high school or whatever, and I went to
Oh.
school in Berkeley or whatever. So
I don't think
them
I
the
was born.
Telegraph niggas.
Yeah,
to
no,
me.
it was.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Yeah, them the
They've been in the
you know what I'm saying?
game longer than like I'm about to be 30. So.
What you say? I didn't even think what you said. Oh, you stick this in my ear? I didn't even think. I'm
Dinosaur era.
Right.
She over here, she cut my. She cut her eye at me. She got her own shit.
But yeah, like as far as a bigger artist, I can't really think of like someone that was hella worthy to be. Not to say nobody's not worthy, but somebody who like we know like for sure.
I got somebody.
Throw it out there because it's probably gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right. 'Cause I for sure-
And I'm gonna say
I was running out of people.
I believe he had 2 big songs
Okay.
nationally.
Who you talking about?
Sage the Gemini.
Yes. Oh, he
He's on the new list, right?
He's on the new
No,
list.
he's on the new list. He's
Okay.
on
And he
He
commented
it
yeah,
too.
his
Okay.
response was, I guess, because I'm on the international list, they said fuck me or something.
I mean, Sage got some
Come on,
No,
man.
Sage-
You got some.
With all
Yeah.
due respect to Sage, he should have been on this original list.
All right.
It's one of them things where you just can't think at the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I kept
Ha-
telling people, I'm like, it wasn't even like we left you off. And like when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, for sure, he got to be on.
Had we taken 48 hours to do this list,
Yeah.
you
It
know,
would've been a
we
little
would've
different.
worked all out.
We didn't
But-
even think about that.
Y'all
We
just
really
niggas
just
some
start
more
throwing
money.
names.
But realistically, like,
I don't even smoke.
Okay, well, you
No
need
more.
to smoke. Shit, the
No
lift
more.
might have been.
Look, no more.
It's been a long time.
If you was high, you would have
No,
a
I
lot
probably
of
would have,
you'd been
though.
like, you
Probably.
know what? Because you know the weed.
float off
I
and
mean,
you
this is
start
also
thinking.
coming
was
off a
from the
long
earth.
day
Yeah,
as
too.
well. So,
Nah.
but with Sage
And
the
look, in my
Gemini,
defense, my baby was crying and yelling and shit. I'm like, wait, hold on, I'm trying to
true.
breastfeed. I was just throwing people. Hey, put him on there. Put the nigga on there. I don't even care. Put him on
this is
there.
true. By the time we got to 49 and 50, she was like, "Yeah, you figure it out."
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I don't care.
But no, with all respect to Sage the Gemini, he definitely should have been on this list.
Okay.
You know, because outside,
I forgot Neff the Pharaoh.
yeah, we forgot
Neff
enough
the
to
I
Pharaoh.
hella
Pharaoh.
forgot Neff the Pharaoh.
And
I
by
fuck
the
with
way,
Neff
his
the
new
Pharaoh.
album is dope.
Neff,
Like literally, that's the homie, and I really forgot him. So.
Neff should be.
Neff, you
Because
on there.
I see a lot of. I mean, I see a lot of. I guess you'll say smaller rappers.
Yeah.
And some
Yeah,
people,
once it got to that part, that's when people start saying,
People
y'all
really
lost me
start
there.
big
Yeah.
tripping.
But I'm like, well, that's what we.
it's a lot of smaller
But yeah.
rappers or whatever. I don't know. And some of these niggas need to be put together, like, because they part of groups together or whatever,
Yeah.
or some shit like that.
I mean, some people's like, "Well, why you didn't put 3 times crazy?" It's like,
We
well,
had that on there. At
we had
first,
them on
and
there,
then
but
it
I
was
mean,
like them don't count. That's groups. And I'm
if we
like,
be-
see,
but
damn if
see-
you do, damn
But
if
if
you
we
don't.
being realistic, Kiki is the one who had the biggest solo career out of
Yeah.
all 3 of them.
Yeah, 'cause
So
somebody definitely.
True.
And they was like, why you didn't put Age the Man on there? And I'm like, well, I listened to Keith. when he
yeah,
was
like I
out.
listen to, I grew up listening to
listening
Key.
Yeah.
And
But
that's,
it's
he's
just-
still
it's
around.
Just, it's just an
Definitely.
age gap. or whatever.
Exactly.
It is.
And I think you would have got more out the list if you did just put the groups on, because 3 times crazy now, it's almost like they come in a 3-headed monster. You feel
Yeah.
me? So it could, instead of taking up 3 spots, you
Yeah,
could
Right,
just have
right,
the
right.
one
Just have the one spot,
The
yeah,
one
that's
spot.
right.
That's
or
true.
whatever. But this is just your opinion. I want everybody to understand this is their opinion.
and I like 3 times crazy.
This
by
is
the way.
not the Bible.
Definitely.
This is not the Bible of Bay Area top 50 rap. Y'all have to understand, man. Every person in the world has an opinion,
Right.
and that's why I wanted y'all on Hood Therapy, because niggas was mad.
Right.
Big man.
Somebody told me.
somebody
It hit a
might have
couple
been
of my
like,
group
I'll
chats.
slap you when
Yeah.
I see you. I'm like, oh boy, really?
Oh, they didn't know you, huh?
Yeah. Here kind of this. Let's do it. Don't do that.
I mean-
like that.
So if you guys had to make another list, what would y'all base it off of this time?
I'm going on it. I know that much.
Facts.
Might as well. Shit.
Right.
And somebody ain't gonna be happy about this.
Exactly,
shit,
right.
You
Yeah,
can't
and that
please
was
everybody.
one thing we kept telling people. You know, you can make your own list, right? And
Definitely.
Right.
post it on like I made a post and said, make your own list, put it on here. Let's have a conversation.
Conversation.
Because your opinion might be different. Like somebody would say Mac Dre would be number 1. I honestly, with Mac Dre, didn't. I know I'm going to get crucified for this. I didn't even know
I
who
told
he
him that.
was until right before he died. So
I didn't know who he was till after.
exactly.
Crucify
so
me.
So for me, like
We
when
was
Thizzle-
young.
But that's what
We
I'm
were
saying.
young.
Yeah.
So when
definitely.
Thizzle Dance came out, I called my partner like, "Yo, you heard this news?
Yeah.
Somebody's guy named Mac Dre." She like, "Dude,
That's
Mac
what
Dre
I'm
been out
from.
since before we was born."
Yeah.
So then I had to go do my history on Mac Dre. I'm like, "Oh, Mac Dre's dope."
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna say I know every Mac Dre song, but you got people out there that are saying Mac Dre is number 1 and only heard his more popular song, Thizzle Dance, Feeling Myself, Too Hard for the Radio.
And you know why? I think we can blame. I don't even want to say we can blame it for this, but when somebody from the Bay Area die, KMEL take them on one.
Oh, they do.
You know, that's when I
Man.
start. That's the first time I heard his song. Oh, Mac Dre died. Woo woo boom. Shout out to Mac Dre to playing his song. I didn't hear him on the radio before
They
that.
wasn't playing them before.
They wasn't
And I don't
playing
think
him
they was
before
playing
that.
Jacka before that.
I
either.
didn't hear none of that.
And that's just facts.
None of
And-
that.
and- Go ahead, brother.
Go ahead. All right. Another thing that I felt I seen due to this list, they were saying why y'all didn't put Mozzie on there. And
because
He not from
Mozzie
the
is
Bay.
from Sacramento.
okay, I understand.
Even though
that.
I like Mozzie music.
I
Mozzie
fuck
is
with
actually,
Mozzie too.
I fuck with
I
Mozzie.
honestly, Mozzie is my favorite
dope.
rapper from Northern California.
Yeah, I
He dope.
understand that.
Shout out to the Bloodada.
Yeah, but see, I think this is just a different time period also because when I was younger, SIBO is from Sac, whatever.
Yes.
But it was like Northern California,
Right.
And then you had your LA rappers. Like it was more Northern California
Because it was a
music.
more sticking together kind
It
of
was
thing.
more. It was
Definitely.
more thing.
Definitely.
Now,
Had to.
now the separation and gap is like, oh nigga, that nigga live 35 minutes away. Nigga,
Yeah,
that nigga
like,
ain't
what
from
the-
the Bay.
like, yeah, right.
like you
That's
feel
crazy,
me?
though.
Like, but the SIBO was raw.
Yeah, definitely.
SIBO was
Definitely.
that.
My brother was
that
to the
boy when we was younger. So I mean,
Well, that's another thing. If people take it there all the time. If we being technical, like they say, E40 from across the water.
some people say Vallejo isn't the Bay Area.
Yeah.
A lot of people
Facts.
see it. But see, that's what it's all
It-
people's opinion.
exactly.
Definitely.
I mean, my argument, even going back to the Tupac thing, I said, if y'all want to say Tupac ain't from the Bay, then we got to say Too Short ain't from the Bay
Yeah.
because he didn't
He
come
came
here
up
until
in-
he was in
he was
ninth
the D
grade.
before he came
And
right?
realistically, not Tupac. Too Short is a god in barrier rap, so nobody
sure.
would dare.
Yeah.
would
Dare say he not from
Dare
here.
say
Literally
he's
drove
not.
around Oakland selling tapes out the
That
trunk.
trunk,
You
definitely.
feel me?
So it's like, like Zion I said, we claim Tupac has a sense of pride because of his blood is here.
Yeah.
With the Panthers, and I mean, yeah, he might have stayed here 5 or 6 years or whatever. And people like, oh, he went to L.A. Got
He
with
didn't
them
say
L.A.
give all my
niggas.
love and game to
First
Baltimore.
off,
He said give it to Oakland.
And-
If I'm going to claim
and to
somewhere,
li-
I'm going to claim
And
Oakland.
First
To Live
off-
and Die in L.A. is one of my favorite Tupac songs. But at the end of the day, he said what he said. Give all my Grammys to Oakland. I got all my game from Oakland. Like, if I'm playing somewhere, I'm going to claim Oakland.
That's
That's
what
where I
Short
got the
say, too.
game.
He got
That's
his
one of the
game.
best rappers
He got
in the
his
world
game.
saying that.
First
Oh.
off, most Bay Area rappers have to leave the Bay just to get on.
Exactly.
Facts.
Like I'm saying, because people in the Bay don't give them their credit, or it's such a crab in a barrel bucket mentality in this motherfucker. So
Facts.
most Bay Area rappers have to leave the Bay to get on. So I can't reclaim somewhere else when I'm from over here or
Mhm,
whatever. But
definitely.
when somebody moves somewhere as a child, I don't care where you move to, bruh. Like they was trying to say, Filthy ain't from the Bay Area, whatever. But he moved here when he was like in 6th grade or something or whatever. Like he didn't control where he
Right.
stayed
Definitely.
before,
Right.
bruh. Like
Definitely.
when you are an adult and you move on your own beat, you pay that deposit,
Right.
you move and choose where you going or whatever. Now you can say, oh, I'm from over here. This is my first, you know what I'm saying? Whatever
Right.
the case is.
And then people could debate that, but
Yeah.
like you said, I never knew that he came when he was. But if
Yeah, I
that's the
didn't either.
case,
yeah.
I
that
don't
means
think
he
I
feels
care
the-
that much.
But
Shit.
yeah, not even care that much to know.
I don't think I
Why do
care.
y'all
They
care
really
so
care.
much about the next person's whereabouts and where
Where
they
you from
Yeah,
don't make
and realistically,
your music don't
if he
reflect
came-
on that.
No.
In
not
6th
at
grade,
all.
where he would have probably been about 11 or 12.
Mhm.
That means he spent more than half of his life
More-
going seminary.
Exactly.
So if
Exactly.
he wants to say that the seminary is where he came of age,
Yeah.
and that's
And
that's where he
what
grew
it's
up,
about.
and that's what it is.
Because pretty much before a certain age or whatever, you just a child going to school.
You ain't
playing
going
around,
through
having
nothing.
fun,
You ain't-
all that
You don't
other
know
stuff.
nothing about that
Man,
stuff.
when I was younger, I ain't gonna lie, I thought Oakland was the world. Like
Yeah, me
literally,
too.
I thought
Me
this
too.
is
That
the
was
world.
it.
We driving hella far. We just driving to Stockton, man.
Right.
When we the
Yeah.
fuck
Road
get
trip.
there?
Exactly.
Road trip.
Fuck we get
Like
there?
Stockton was like a world away.
That was like
So,
LA to
Don't go to
Brazil.
Sac. Oh,
my
oh,
man.
oh.
But and it's just people have to put that in their conscience or whatever. Like, bro, these are opinions. You cannot tell somebody who they identify with.
Yeah.
Now the problem is also I come from the turf hopper era where the
Right.
problem is when the nigga say he from over here, now he from over here,
Yeah,
now
all
he from over here, now he from over here. Bruh,
You could-
this
you-
ain't Frogger, nigga.
Yeah, you got-
from
But a lot of times with the
Lily
turf
Pad.
hopping thing is that they get involved in certain activities. They get kicked off that spot. Now they want to be over here, and it's like no.
But once you get kicked off that spot, bruh, like don't be bringing your bad energy over to this
To this
spot
spot.
now.
Hence, but that's what created the downtown gangsters because a lot of those guys,
Oh.
They
Oh.
didn't have nowhere to go.
they didn't have nowhere to go, so now they
that is their
down.
little world though. I respect
You know,
It
now-
is.
I ain't gonna lie.
You
I
can't-
used to catch that
yeah.
82. Niggas was out.
Them probably the only niggas that
Outside.
scare me. I ain't gonna lie.
Downright.
I'll go anywhere else, bro. Don't let me go downtown. Get
But
off
see-
that BART, boy.
But see,
And they having
downtown.
about some weed, about some weed.
Right-
Like, God,
oh
wait.
God.
Oh yeah, like I was down. I kid you not. I was downtown. I went to go support Shayla Saw Oakland her event that she had, and this dude was walking. Me and her just having a casual conversation. This dude walking. Hey, y'all want to buy some weed? Like,
Where everybody downtown sell
Everybody
weed.
downtown.
Yeah, but it's like, dude, now you can just go.
Same.
Clubs,
Right.
The same
Damn,
though. They
like-
all got the
yeah,
same
like-
bag too. I'm like, who the hell?
They meet
it's
up
all
together.
vaccinated,
Right.
For one nigga ahead of them.
Like-
That's
Bro, she look like she'll buy for you,
Bring
bro.
this
You
back
gonna
to
do
Frank
it.
O'Gallagher Plaza. I feel
Right.
like
They work for Frank O'Gallagher.
I'm
Man,
dead.
But nah, but man, it's just me personally, like my partner told me a long time ago, the earth is your turf. Really,
Definitely,
truthfully.
definitely.
For
When
sure.
when you limit yourself to this section, this area, you shut yourself down from so much different shit.
Absolutely.
Just because you're trying to, I only fuck with these niggas, just these niggas in this whole big ass. How many people? 4 billion,
4
4
billion, right.
But see,
billion
that's why
You
people-
fuck with these 37 niggas.
But that's how it was before I moved to North Oakland, because I grew up in East Oakland. When I moved to North Oakland, like, I felt just so, it felt weird because I never really been out of East Oakland. Like, I've been visiting, I visited, but like when I had to move
Waking
out
up there, like,
yeah,
weird,
it was like
huh?
a whole nother world. And then that's when I just started vibing with hella other people. And I'm like, man, I love the North. I got so much. It's so many people who think that I am from Bushrod that it's crazy. And I'm like, I moved here in the 9th grade across the street from the park, but I just couldn't. I was there every day. I lived over there. And then I never went back to East Oakland like that. I just started messing with my Ice City people. And then I was just like, I'm glad that I did move over there because I'm so caught up in East Oakland. I never even knew it was so dope in the Ice. And I'm just like, damn, my wife should have been moved me out here.
You know,
Lit. And I'm
Yeah,
glad
I mean,
did.
everybody their own world.
Yeah, I mean, even for
Everyone.
me, like, I grew up down the street from McClymonds. Like, literally, this is my house, this is McClymonds. So when it got time to go to high school, I graduated from Carter. So I went to Lowe's, then went to Carter, and it was like, oh, you want to go to Mac? And I was like, no, I want to go to Tech because of a family history. But that's where
Definitely.
where we met.
Mhm.
So I got ingrained into that culture. And for me, it's just like, man, I didn't been all around this city. So like,
And one thing about it, and this is what I want everybody to understand: when you build your network of people, it's your net worth of people.
absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying, like, bruh, you don't need just these people on this side. Because they're not going to get you to where you supposed to be in life.
Right.
You're going to need niggas from every facet of life.
You're right.
Black, white, Indian, Mexican, everything. Rich, poor,
We had a conversation
anything.
about that yesterday about like with all the influx of gentrification, we know that it's bad. We know it's fucked up. Like we know, but at the same time, even with the Jay-Z thing, like for me, I'm like, yo, he did a business deal. I mean, some people feel like it was shady, whatever. But in my personal opinion, you gotta interlock with some of these people.
What deal is that? Some people might not know.
The NFL deal where I guess he's gonna be like an owner of a team or
No, he's all right. So the deal is first he's supposed to be in charge of the entertainment
Okay.
aspect of the NFL, whatever. But then it came out after he signed that or whatever that he's supposed to be trying to be part of the first minority NFL owner or something like that or whatever. And people are like, Jay, you was just on Cap's side, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so they're looking at like, Jay, you flip flop type stuff. Like,
Got
I
it.
have my own opinions on it or whatever. I'm gonna let y'all say
I mean,
the opinion. Or
yeah,
whatever.
for me personally, I mean, I think you could still be a part of Cap's movement and still do business deals.
Mhm.
I don't think it was a situation where they were the best of friends and then he went and backdoored it.
Mhm.
I think it was a situation where, but what he said was true. We've been kneeling. What we doing next? Like,
Right.
we can't just kneel and complain.
Right.
And so for me, was the brother Eric Reed. Like, he's been saying all this
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
about Jay-Z. It's like, but you still play for the NFL.
Exactly. I was just
Yeah.
gonna say.
You're still taking their
You
money.
playing for
So,
them.
Right, you doing the same thing.
so you're basically doing the same thing. I'm not opposed to Jay-Z becoming a first minority owner, or any black man who can get onto that, or a black woman who can get onto that level. Jay-Z just happened to be that guy. Just last week, y'all was congratulating him on being
A billionaire.
the billionaire. So now he's a coon and a sellout because he's doing business. That's how he became a billionaire, by doing business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
So-
one thing
and you
about
gotta
it
take
is he is Sag. They don't know what he got up his hand.
Exactly.
He might could get him a job.
Very true. Some people was like, oh, he should have teamed up with Master P and did the independent team.
Why he
Kinda
got to
like-
team up? He his own man.
He did what he wanted to do. I applaud Ice Cube for doing the big three, where he's taking these retired players because they still got game in them, but they may
Definitely.
not can't play on an NBA level,
Mhm.
but they still can. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But Jay-Z probably had a bigger vision for what he wanted to do. Maybe he wanted to
Exactly.
get more black. Well, I guess the NFL is predominantly black, but he wanted to create some policies within it. You just got to sit back and figure out what it's going to be, and if it comes out that it was that, then you have your opinion. But for me personally, I'm just telling people I want to wait to see what comes of it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Might
You
get a
don't
job.
know.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You got an announcement.
you
You, don't
never
know
know.
nothing behind the back door. What's
You never
not.
know.
Now, I'm gonna state my opinion. Jay-Z sold drugs. He came from the hood. Now he's an NFL owner. You niggas can't hate on that, bruh.
History.
Like you literally cannot hate on that. That's my opinion about that side of it.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z, I want to speak directly to you, Sean Carter. Don't let this shit be like the Brooklyn Nets shit. We find out you own 0.0002%, bro.
Lord.
Don't do that,
Lord.
bro. Because if they this is a repeat of them saying Jay-Z was the owner of the Brooklyn Nets.
Right.
When they were trying to build the Brooklyn Nets.
they was trying to move it.
When they was trying to move the stadium. So everybody's like, oh, Jay-Z owned the Brooklyn Nets. Bro, nigga, I'm getting Brooklyn Nets jerseys. We
Right.
moving in. Blah. They used my nigga. For his point too,
Definitely.
he made some money.
He definitely got paid.
He got paid. He knew they were. You feel me? Because he came and was saying it was like big. Like damn, Jay-Z owned the Nets. Nigga,
Yeah,
this
that
is
was
big.
dope.
You feel me?
Definitely.
But then it come out he owned .000.
And I think he invested like $1 million.
Whatever. He
Yeah.
made money. He made money. I just don't want them to be this grandiose. So he's an owner of a football team, and we come to find out
It's like less than 1%.
that's not. You don't even got a
A
vote.
say-so.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
ain't got
say-so.
a you ain't got a vote.
You ain't even coming
bruh.
to the meetings when
Yeah,
it's time
you
to
ain't
make
even got. You
decisions.
get an email about what they decided to do. Like you know what I'm saying. I don't want that to be like
He
that.
getting a little
and
text.
I want Jay-Z to be an owner or whatever. As far as the Kaepernick situation or whatever, I see how it could be like this right now or whatever, but now we need to do something else or whatever. And maybe we need somebody in that boardroom with the owners of our color or whatever. Male Jay-Z might not be speaking for us, the average NFL fan or whatever, because he's a rich nigga. Shit, nigga.
Yeah.
He ain't worried about us niggas who breaking our back to buy $100 jersey or whatever.
But
and shit
however,
like that.
but to even interject, you know, people say, "Oh, Jay-Z's a quiet activist." Why is it? We're in a generation where if you gonna give $1 million or whatever to these I gotta put it on social. Why do I have to do that?
no, you don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
definitely.
You don't.
Like people don't even know that him and Beyonce
Yeah.
built out hundreds of people, Black
No,
Lives Matter.
I
organizers.
love Jay-Z's growth and coming from the bottom and now you're on top of whatever. I just don't want people to be like
Get misled.
keep staying in his reputation like, oh yeah, we all for this because Jay-Z did it or whatever. Then we find out Jay-Z didn't have a bigger hand in it or whatever, and we all feeling like Jay-Z's getting played,
Yeah.
but he making money. If you can't tell the next nigga how to make money or whatever, and he's doing it legally, and it's hundreds of millions of dollars. Shit.
And he walks in being himself.
Yeah,
I
like
think
he's got dreadlock twist snaps, whatever he got going on
I
right
actually
now.
like the little nap look.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that look
you know
on
what I'm saying?
Jay-Z.
But that's what I'm saying. He got a look that isn't really corporate.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
And now, but he's sitting at them board tables in them boardrooms with that look. And Jay-Z he a hustler, so he's gonna notice the bullshit. You feel
Absolutely.
me? So, but you might see bullshit coming. But how do you use this bullshit they throwing at me to my advantage?
Right.
So I know Jay-Z's smart enough to. He's
For
not
sure.
just a real puppet.
Yeah,
or
no,
whatever.
and that's
like,
what people making it seem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're trying to
try-
make it seem like,
exactly.
you know, for me, it's
Pulling
like,
strings.
you know, him being like, with some of those builders at the lower totem pole of being a billionaire, I think with the net situation, he wasn't as rich.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, okay, you gave us $1 million, you're going to be like 0.50. But now, him being in that billionaire club, he might be able to take $100 million and get 5%,
Yeah.
which is pretty good. Like,
I'm
for-
sure he learned his lesson.
Yeah, I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Exactly. Y'all got me sitting courtside at the front row or whatever.
Right.
Shit, this nigga. Shit, I ain't even get no parking space outside. Nigga, damn, nigga, fuck wrong with y'all?
Yeah, so like, you know, I think people as far as with the Jay-Z situation, they should just wait and see what happens. Don't pass
exactly.
judgment on the man in the business move, and you don't really know what's going on in the
Yeah,
football.
I congratulate black people doing good for themselves, no matter what aspect it is or whatever. Like at the end of the day, yesterday, if you're doing better than yesterday, you're doing good, man. I salute to you because you woke
Sure.
up and trying to do better.
Mr. Fab taught me something that I've held on to. You know, when I started my brand, The Real Oakland, I just happened to go in and touch a soul and seen him.
Yeah.
And he asked me how the business is going. And I was like, you know. He said, "Did you sell a shirt today?" I was like, "Yeah." He said, "You doing better than most."
Yeah.
He said, "Slow grind is better than no grind."
Slow grind better than no grind.
People want it overnight too fast. People don't respect the hustle no more. It's just
They don't
about-
respect the struggle.
This
At all.
the microwave mentality though. That's why I said like, I post something now 5,000 miles away, a nigga could be in your business. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? This is all microwave mentality or whatever.
Yep.
We didn't have that shit growing up or whatever. So like, I think this era of people, this these youth or whatever are going to be accustomed to instant gratification and shit.
Absolutely.
Then we had to go to the library and look up
And
cards and go
definitely.
search for a book and
Uh-huh.
this and that. Oh, this book missing the page and oh
Right.
man.
And then even when MySpace even came when it was that slow influx of social media, you still had to go get on the computer
Definitely did.
to do it. So
you couldn't wait. To
couldn't
go to
wait
school.
to go home
See
and see
all
the
them
messages.
little red
Ding, ding,
boxes
ding,
like,
ding.
I'm
Yeah.
good today's lit.
Dial
Couldn't
up
wait.
too.
Yeah, so it's
What?
like now you literally got
Yeah.
it in the palm of your hand. Like you
Sound
can wake
fax
up,
machine.
On
and
everything.
you can wake up and get on Instagram, and and nowadays
palm
people
of
can
your
I
fake.
check my Instagram daily. I just do.
Yeah, I mean,
I wake
I
up.
mean,
It's like the
the
newspaper.
world we
Yeah,
live in,
exactly.
yeah.
I mean,
My phone in
keep
my
it,
hand, I feel
keep
weird.
it a buck. I'm glued to my phone.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a habit, I know, but
it's how you use the tools you got. Though.
absolutely, like
Like,
I
you know
don't
what
get
I'm
on
saying?
there and post some bullshit.
Yeah, some people use the Instagram for business and
Mhm.
business purposes or whatever. And social media, media marketing and everything. Those is classes offered in
Definitely.
colleges now or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's how you use the tool. If you stay on bullshit, you only feeding yourself bullshit all the time, that's what you're gonna be, a bullshit motherfucker. Because you ain't gonna never see no growth because you looking for bullshit. You gotta look for something that piques your interest to build and do better for yourself.
Yeah.
But-
Somehow, some way.
But the funny part about it is that, like when you have a business page, it'll say how many people was like in the last 7 days.
Yeah.
My numbers usually grow when it's controversy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So it'll be like at a
It's
steady, like
always
maybe
like that.
500 to 600 a week.
Go ahead.
And so I wasn't gonna bring it up, but anyway, so like when in January when the R. Kelly documentary came out,
Okay.
so I made a cover, a single cover for a song he put out, and it was like the week before the thing came out, and like so he tagged me in it.
R. Kelly did?
Yeah, he tagged me. He gave me the photo
Shit.
credit.
Shout out to Robert.
Yeah, he gave, but now let me be clear. This is before all the other shit came out.
Yeah.
But I had people calling me child molester supporter, child molester, rapist supporter. You don't love black women. From my peers,
Feminists came out.
feminists came
They
at me.
came
Now
out.
I say that to say that my numbers jumped from like maybe 600 to like 6,000.
Definitely.
So
600 views or
like
600 followers?
No, 600 views in like a week to
That's
like
coming to his
6,000.
page.
Okay.
And it
All
even
right.
probably
Okay,
got
I
as
was
many,
about to say,
yeah, like 600. Like it probably got as high as like 9,000 in that week.
Mm.
But it was really people coming just to talk shit to me.
controversy.
So that died down after maybe 3 weeks. Then when this list came out,
Jump back up. Huh?
jump back up,
Jump
and it's
right
like
back up.
because the
Should've
rappers were
dropped the
tagging, me.
song the same day you dropped the list.
Right?
Listen,
'Cause
that's what you're
when
supposed to
me
do.
being pregnant, I feel like I got more views and likes on my pictures being pregnant than when I drop music. And about 1,000 likes on a picture of me pregnant. I'm like, and then I'll drop a song and it'd be about 3. I'm like, oh, I see, I like to, y'all motherfuckers like to pick and choose.
Because
what
you
y'all
like they like the people's business.
Yeah.
Weird.
They in your business.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
Weird.
that's what people follow for. And then you got like you post on your I always say like you could tell a hater when you post your story, right?
Mhm.
And you got like maybe five posts or whatever,
Mhm.
boom. But a nigga stop right there,
Right
like
there,
2.
yeah.
Nigga, I still got 3, nigga. All it
Yeah,
takes is
yeah,
a double.
all it takes is a double,
Yeah, all it
Yeah.
takes,
Definitely,
nigga.
definitely.
That's all.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like you said, it's a microwave society that we live in, and us being older, we remember a time when, as far as when you had to get the magazine to
Yeah.
get the celebrity gossip.
Yeah.
Now, they post the shit on their Instagram.
Man, shit,
Right
you
there on there.
you'll get a notification to your phone if you
Mhm.
upload it to any type of
Anything, yeah.
type of news
Yes.
application.
You
So, like-
only see people pushing their music, and remember people run up to you and buy your CD, trying to get their
Mhm.
CDs
I
out.
used-
You
I
just
used to
drop
be
a
one of
song.
those
That's the
guys.
beautiful part about the internet, though, as far as music goes and anything else, because now you can just upload something.
It's the
And
beauty,
it's out
and the
there.
curse of it, because now you got a lot of whack niggas who think they can be rappers,
Yeah.
and now like you can
that-
get some equipment for a couple $100, as opposed to like getting the more expensive. Now you got artists out there who really do. I don't care about this rap shit.
But,
It's a
but
hustle.
you know what? I'm gonna say this.
But you gotta think about it. Look what times we in. You
Yeah.
don't have to know how to rap to get
yeah.
on.
Yeah, but
Which is
yeah.
sad.
You
'cause
just
it
gotta
take the-
do-
It take the.
It take the real. It
You
take
know, for
it, like
people
real
who
artists
really,
who
really
really.
love it.
And when I say real artists, I don't mean just because of your content, like, but you're taking away from people who really take this shit seriously, and it's not just a hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to make money, but it's not just like, oh, I'm doing this so I can become famous.
Yeah.
And most of these fucking rappers are broke anyway.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? I want to say this about everybody being able to upload. Because first off, you gotta have some sort of love for music, a passion, something.
Definitely.
To even pay for that
Yeah,
studio.
if you even pay for it, even if you weak, bro.
Yeah.
Like, listen, as long as you getting better over time,
True.
consistent, and you don't think niggas you can take an opinion, because this is what's coming when you put a product out there. No matter what it
Gotta
is,
have
somebody's
tough
gonna
skin.
you gonna have some people who support it, people who don't support it. As long as you can take the good and the bad with it
Yeah.
or whatever, go ahead,
But
do
see,
you
but
or
see,
whatever.
but that's the issue with this generation, is that you know
Sensitivity.
it's too sensitive. Like
Yeah.
back, when we were coming up, like you're like, oh, this nigga weak, or whatever, bro. That's your opinion, whatever. But now it's like, now you want to fight the person, and now you're like, I'm gonna shoot. Like, I just don't think your music is dope. That don't mean 10 other people won't think it's good.
Nah, the other 10 don't like it.
Yeah, I mean most
But-
time, but
Yeah,
you know,
like-
I had a girl. I had a
Yeah,
girl I
that
went to
niggas
school
don't like
with. She was trying to pursue a rap career, and I guess she valued my opinion enough to ask me what I thought about her song. So I listened to it. And I really listened to it, and I said it's cool, but here, and here you can do better. And she's like, "Oh, nigga, you think you Jay-Z?" Like, I'm like, "Well, you asked me for my opinion."
You know what? I think that's
Now
a,
that shit was
I,
trash
I
can,
think that's a
bitch,
curse though, because people value my opinion. Now I don't even know people value my opinion,
Definitely.
because I'm an asshole.
This
Me too.
list told me people
Like,
value ours.
like
for sure.
I'm an asshole, so sometimes I just say shit just to say shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people really value my opinion. I really gotta understand I'm an OG out
Yeah,
here now or
definitely.
whatever.
It's
Like,
different.
damn, these niggas really listening to some shit. I lost some friendships because nigga, I didn't fuck with your music. You feel me? Like, nigga, that's okay. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
not
know,
that deep.
it's not that deep. If your shit slap, I'll put the fire emojis. Nigga.
Yeah,
I got
I mean,
emojis.
I'll
Yeah,
even
right.
use a rapper. I'll use a rapper on this list, for example. When Filthy Rich first came out, I didn't think he was that great of a rapper.
Filthy got a lot better.
got
Filthy
so
got so
Filthy
much,
got a lot
but
better.
now, like if I was going like without her making a list, if I had to make a list, Filthy would definitely be like maybe top 20 on my list. Like he really got
This-
super, and he showed the ability to make radio records, and he can do the street
This
shit.
what I love about Filthy. You can't take away from that nigga hustle.
He's a hustler.
I don't give a fuck what that nigga. You think he's a rapper? You think he's a his other job? But
Yeah.
if you think he's this, he's that, or whatever, man, don't take away from that man hustle.
Definitely. Before the music, he was already getting his bag. And
Come
that's a lot
on,
of people
man.
who don't know him don't know that they just be like, oh, that nigga been getting a bag.
Man, at the end of the day, bruh, Filthy might be doing this shit just for shits and giggles.
Definitely.
You feel
Yeah.
me? Most
If you
people-
got the money to put behind yourself and you ain't
Why
really
not?
why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah, why not?
I
Like,
mean,
come on,
always
bruh.
bet on. I mean,
Is he
why not
signed?
bet on yourself?
Filthy, he's
No, he-
Empire.
he-
He,
yeah, he with Empire with Gazi.
he got
Okay.
the deal with Empire or
Yeah.
whatever. But I don't know the stipulations of the deal
Yeah,
and
but
everything.
Well, I think it's
But
his
I-
distribution.
Empire
Yeah.
lit.
But I love Empire.
Definitely
Empire,
love
Gazi, give us a
Yeah.
call.
Not,
Right.
not to
Shout out to
mention,
Gazi.
not to mention, Empire is right here in the Bay Area.
Exactly.
Also,
That's
Yep.
what make it dope.
Empire should have been the number one on this list because
They are on there. It got cropped. It's up there. Empire, we love y'all.
I
It's
know,
up
but
there.
Empire, because Empire is putting out a lot of
They do.
people.
What they got? Dolph on Empire.
They got hella people.
Like,
It's-
big artists.
I ain't even gonna try and name all these.
Yes,
niggas.
they
Yeah.
got a lot.
They
Tiger
probably-
on there though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
Tiger.
got.
Tiger, they brought Tiger back.
Yeah, they brought him back.
I mean, they and the beauty
And I
of
am
Empire is
not a
that they
fan,
don't
but
do
he going
royalties.
crazy.
No, he
Tiger,
getting it.
or are you
He
talking about
getting it.
Tiger?
Tiger,
or,
I'm not a fan, but he
getting
came
it.
back
one
going
song
crazy.
Went crazy.
Oh, that-
He going
that
crazy
Tay
right
song?
now.
Yeah, Tay-
But see, the beautiful thing
and
about
you got the bros out there doing
what's
their
the
thing.
Empire?
Shout out to them.
Y'all
Look
seen the
at
video where he he did a video
Oh,
where
when he stole Young Kurt and D-Lo song.
No.
The LA
Not that. I'm
Oh, the
talking
bo-
about when he redid
when he-
all of
the
Lil
Hot
Wayne
Boys,
videos.
Oh,
yeah.
the light skin.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was dope.
That was dope as fuck.
I think
That
I
was
seen
tight.
it.
That was hella tight.
The lollipop or
He
lollipop.
Yeah,
did the
he redid
lollipop. He
Lollipop,
did a
Go
Millie.
DJ.
He did,
Yeah.
yeah. And somebody was like, oh, did he
That was dope.
That was
bite
really
Lil
dope.
Wayne? I'm like, you can
The
pay
song
He's paying
is called
homage,
Light
clearly.
Skin Lil
Light Skin Lil
Wayne.
Wayne.
He's definitely
You
playing
can pay
homage.
homage to people. It
But
doesn't necessarily mean you
it's a
biting.
creativity. It's okay. It's creativity or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't hate on the next person's creativity or whatever. Because at the end of the day, man, come on, man. He was irrelevant for so many years. Now he relevant. Why?
Milk it.
Y'all wasn't hating on him while he was irrelevant.
Not at all. Y'all wasn't hating when he was dating Black China.
Yeah.
It was
Or
love.
Kylie Jenner.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, it's like people, I just want y'all to understand, everybody has an opinion. You do not have to base your whole motherfucking life off the next person's opinion.
Mhm.
People will go to jail behind killing somebody because a
Of an
nigga said
opinion.
something that they don't like.
Definitely.
And I want to address something before we go. There was a lot of people who asked me, why is D-Lo on the list? Why is Prices to Rock on the list? Why is...
Please address the priceless one first, because he was
Okay.
getting dragged the most.
Yeah, like, Priceless got dragged the most. So outside of us working with Priceless, and outside of his, like, booty-shaking music...
Now, what was it? Now,
They was just
now
like,
tell the people his songs.
All right, so
or whatever,
Prices to Rock, he with a lot of other guys created the Yike movement.
Okay.
Which
They-
all the girls do. So
All
if
the
you don't
girls
know
still
the dance
do.
You doing is
So he
both
got,
them.
you know, the D-Max to get it in. They got their whole turn up gang crew.
Okay.
So people are, you know, they're used to the Yiking songs. But me being a music connoisseur, I actually listen to his albums to see
Yeah.
what he's talking about. And he has a lot of records on his albums where he actually saying some real shit.
And he used to be on Freestyle on 106
Yeah,
Friday,
Freestyle Friday.
People, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't even know that.
Yeah, so like, you know, he has songs on there where he's really telling real stories, and it's like, so I base it off of that. Outside of like him doing like all the turn up shit, like I base it off of that too. The nigga's nice,
Yeah.
And not only
and
that, he created a movement. People
Yeah,
feel
like-
A whole
that
movement.
He got a big old movement
yeah, like
behind him. So
that people were following and copying.
Yeah.
And you know, even going on to D-Lo, they was like, oh, well, D-Lo ain't been hot in so long, but when you go to a club, you're gonna hear NoHo, you're gonna hear Get Her Though.
Put that NoHo on in the club.
They're gonna
Y'all
go.
Oh, you gonna
Crazy.
start stomping.
Y'all gonna
Guaranteed.
respect the NoHo.
and he elevated as an artist too. He definitely
Yeah, like he got
transitioned,
he
like,
got out of
just-
prison, gas and shit.
I like the song with 03 Greedo and what's the name they shot
Yeah.
on 82nd.
Yeah.
He
That
got
was nice.
he got a song out right now called Memories or something, and it's dope. But even his last album that he put out was dope. But
But a lot of people don't listen to the albums.
They
Yeah,
just
they
listen
listen
to
to the
that.
single.
They
that
listen
hit,
to a
whack that
single,
song,
one
exactly.
single or whatever,
You know?
and base their whole opinion on the whole artist by this single. The
Yeah.
single, some people don't even understand. The single is what people, artists, and music record labels push
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get the notoriety or whatever.
Absolutely.
But they want you to support that album.
Mhm.
They don't want
Absolutely.
you to just listen to this single. The single getting 10 million spins or whatever is cool and all, but come give some love to these other songs.
Yeah,
That's what they want.
and then let me address this too. So JT the Bigger Figure made it at 47,
Okay.
and
No, so hold on. This list is not a
It's
rating.
not in order.
It's not a rating.
It's not a
Just-
rating.
Let's
so
be clear
don't
about
see, and then you gotta take that out your
Yeah.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
JT the Bigger Figure is not 47.
Not 47.
he's
He's
not
on the
40
list.
He,
He's
yeah,
on the
so
He was
he's
just the
on.
47th nigga on
He's the
list.
47th person on the
Oh,
list. So
okay.
he was upset about it,
Alright.
and that's his opinion. But for me, like his argument is that he put on a lot of artists and all this, and that's true. Like I can't take that away from JT. JT has done a lot for hip hop as a culture in the Bay Area. But when I think about his personal music, not to say it's whack, but the only song I know is Game Recognized Game. But it doesn't take away from what he's
Again,
done.
we young.
We young, so with that song, I was 5 years old. So, but
I'm a pre-earthquake baby.
I had to ask my brother who's
Yeah, but-
40.
I didn't
But-
even know
about
that
some
was
of these
his song. I'm
Yeah,
gonna just sit
but-
there and be honest real
No, but
quick.
that's
Nothing
real,
wrong
but
with
with all
that.
due
You ain't the only one.
but
There's
with-
a lot of it's a lot of
yeah,
people.
but
I
with all
never
due
knew
respect
that.
to JT, if we talking about people who didn't really put on niggas in the game, he got to be top 5. Who didn't really made careers? He done made the careers of the San Quins, the Messi Mars,
Game.
the Game, and a
You hear
lot.
that, JT?
Yeah. So like, if
I hope it, JT.
I hope
Hood
JT hear
Therapy
me.
TV.
No, he
JT.
did. The way that list went viral, they
He
gonna
probably
tune
will
in.
hear it.
Yeah.
And so like, it wasn't to say, oh, you're whack as fuck or nothing like that. But if we talking about just on what he's done outside of his own music, he's definitely top 5. I can't take that. And I would say that in hip hop in general, not just in the Bay. Like JT has done a lot for artists in hip hop in general. So I just wanted to say all that because I know that, you know, people.
That's a whole nother list.
It's a whole nother
Yeah,
list.
that's
There's,
business.
there's
That's-
never
that's
going to
a
be a
whole
list that could be made that won't be
Yeah,
debated.
nobody
It's
will
always
be
going to be somebody's
satisfied.
opinion. So even if
Because
somebody
this is-
remake it, it's going to be an opinion.
You
So
can't put no numbers next to it. Just
you-
put them
just
bullet
the
points.
Right, put
Yeah.
the bullet point.
Also, I want to address people ask why we put Messi Marvin number 8.
Mess had hits.
Hey,
Outside of-
I don't
what
even
he
snort
got
coke,
going
but playing
through.
with my nose, nigga.
Right.
Shit,
Mess
nigga,
got
shit.
And outside of
All drugs aside.
Yeah,
all
all drugs aside, despite his
He
current
still
situation,
can make a hit right now.
I mean, even
His,
like
his album with Mozzie was cool.
Right
he
now.
got the with the yell and bass rock, like that's a dope song.
Mhm.
So outside of his I don't agree when he bounced out on the kids and the women. I don't respect as a man. I don't respect that.
Mhm.
But as a hip hop fan, he was one of the dopest Bay Area rappers in Bay Area history. So why not put him up there with those guys? Too Short being number 7. You know, a lot of people put Too Short at number 1 and number 2.
Stop saying the numbers.
Oh, I'm
See,
sorry.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
I'm
This,
saying.
is,
It ain't
this
no
is
order.
why you keep getting the funk you get
I'm-
because you
Yeah.
keep saying Too Short
Okay,
number
well,
7.
are we-
Just say Too Short being
With
where
Too
he
Short
is on
being
the list.
where he is being on the list, you know, some people
It's
would
not
say,
where he is on the list. See,
I mean, not even that, just-
this is y'all hood therapy homework. This is not numbers to these people, bruh. This is a list of 50 rappers in the Bay Area.
Maybe we shouldn't have put numbers before they.
See,
No,
that's what I'm
you
saying.
shouldn't.
Don't,
See,
don't put the
see?
numbers.
You could have not put a number. They would have counted.
Yeah, they would have.
Well, guess
Why
what?
that nigga know
You know what
14?
you know what you're supposed
Bro, why
to
you
do.
paying
You're supposed to
attention?
do it like you know how you do with kids who really got learning disabilities. And
Like
shit.
put it in groups.
Put that
We
shit like
shoulda.
this. Just
I ain't gonna lie. I
Scramble it
thought
up.
I almost
Scramble it
started
up.
to do that.
Scramble
But
it
yeah,
up.
like
And they'll organize it themselves in their own
Right,
head.
shoulda definitely
you know,
did.
and
Or told them to put it in 50 on their own.
Yeah, but
Gave
then
them something
also
to
Little
do.
top 5.
yeah, or also
you know niggas love
Out of
to
this
be
list,
included.
what's your
Yeah.
top
Yeah.
10?
yeah,
Definitely.
you know, and I tell people like, yo, if I'm interested to hear like if it's one of your homies that rap who may got a mixtape out or whatever, I want to hear their music.
It's a lot of
There's a lot of people saying that.
it's
You
it's
play
a lot
Fox-
of
it's a lot
underground
of
guys.
the 73rd. Well, I ain't know he rapped. No,
Nah, it's
send me his
it's
music.
some youngsters out here who got talent.
Definitely.
And
Oh,
there's
yeah.
some youngsters out here who really are rapping, not
Going
just
crazy.
riding on songs and stuff like that.
Shout
or
out to all the
whatever.
female rappers.
Yeah, it's female.
Yeah.
We don't
Tuh.
get
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
did it.
We
I
don't
did
get enough love. Like
Now
that,
I
so
did
shout
my
out to us.
about a week later. I did my personal list. It wasn't like, hey,
I got DM'd over that too.
we're gonna talk about it. It's a personal. It was like Hometown Heroes personal. Like, yo, y'all might not know these artists. I said, well, originally it was gonna be Bay Area artists in general, but then as I got deep into the list, I was like, oh, these are all girls. So I said, all right, let me just do something for the ladies. I said, the ladies are getting overlooked. Here's the top 10 people that I listen to. There were some people that I do listen to that didn't make it just because I didn't want to spend more time on the thing. And like people was like acting like I was just hating on the female rappers. It's like.
Yeah.
It's like,
They always. That's one thing you can't please everybody, bro.
Right.
That's true.
And stop trying to.
and I don't live to
Stop.
please people.
Yeah, stop trying to. Stop. People's
Don't
opinions.
even let it
people's
get to
opinions.
you.
Yeah, don't even
I know
let
they
it
was
get
mad
to
at me because I was like, I said what the fuck I said. Oh well.
Oh yeah, that's basically
Click the
what was
link in my
on.
bio since you here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really what, like we said what we said. It is what it is, and I mean if you want to make
I'm
your
glad
own.
that we have sparked a lot of lists. So everybody who's making lists out
Man,
there.
shout out to y'all for having your own Bay Area controversy.
Definitely.
Like
I just hope when
Y'all
that new
are
Chloe project come out, they go buy it or stream it.
If it ain't on the list, nigga.
I'm on there. It got cropped out. I was 51.
A 51.
Yeah, I was 51. And you just don't see it on there.
All right.
Hood therapy.